Hi, this is Chris Jacob of another series in integrating RePredict with InsMark. RePredict is a predictive spreadsheet that allows you to import a life insurance illustration and do several what ifs to shorten the cycle from presentation to closing. And it also can help, as we're going to demonstrate here today, with policy review. So let's look. When we go into RePredict, this is what you're going to see if I want to add a new ledger, which I do. It looks like that. I'm going to bring in, and by the way, this will work with any insurance carrier and company agnostic, product agnostic. It doesn't matter whether it's whole life VUL, GUL, IUL, anymore for long-term care and disability. So this is typical LERP design, 100,000 for 10 years with 231 of income coming down the road. How do we get that in here? Well, most of you are probably going to have these things as a PDF. It'll also take an Excel file, but what we're going to do, and this is built into the system, is pick that illustration, and however many pages long it is, we know we don't need all of them. On this one, I know I need that, and I need that. So I'm just going to hit extract pages, download, and then I am going to save this 2 pages to my desktop. Okay, and I'll call this 2-1. Save. Okay, back to RePredict. And now I want to import it. So I'm going to upload that 2-page file right here. Load. And you'll see it brings in everything. And maybe some things I don't need or want. By the way, if you scroll down, you can see the income beginning. You're probably going to want to right off the bat name this something. I'll just name it male 45 LIRP 231K. Hit the checkbox. Good there. Now, I don't know if I necessarily want to have the total charges coming in. So if I right click on any of these columns, I can insert a column before or after. I can delete. I'm going to delete this one. Now that I got the way I want it to be, I'm going to hit analyze with AI. Once I do that, the AI engine's going to learn the patterns of those nonlinear trend lines. Now you see this predict button came up. So looks the same as the edit, save for the fact that you can't move these columns, delete columns. But what you can do is make a change to the numbers, and it'll make a change to everything else. So let's say, well, in this case, the person says, hey, you can't do 100, but I could do 70. What would that look like? Drag across, highlight. Really only 2 colors you need to know. Dependent is blue, input is green. Once I hit dependent on this, everything's turning blue. So now I want this premium to be 70,000. And I just hit predict all. And pretty much instantaneously, I get a new predictive illustration based on the patterns of the original illustration. So as you scroll down, you'll see that this says $70,000. And if I put that in, I should get something close to 162,272. What in fact do I get? Go back to the software, put in 70. I get 162,140. Let's reference a death benefit. At 85, I've got 1,381,000. If I go back to here, 1,382,000. We'll call it close enough for government work. Okay, so I want to get these 2 things into InsMark. A couple ways I can do that. First of all, let's just put the first one in there. And you can do this from the edit page. You can do it from any prediction page. You can also export this as a CSV file, so you can put it into your own proprietary spreadsheet. But let's just go to InsMark. Link over, and I'll call this male 45 LIRP, and this is our 231K Inc. Insurance company, if they were in there before, they'll stay there. So just rather quickly filling this in. And I think this was run at 6.74. and we'll do Bill Simpson, male. This is movable, so I can match up and see that the death benefit was brought in right. This has an auto match feature to it, and typically it will read it right, but sometimes some of the column headers are a little different than normal. So you may in fact have to hit the drop down arrow to match it to which one you want to. Notice surrender value doesn't have anything there. It says select. So I'm just going to make that surrender value be the cash value. All right, I got it the way I want it. I hit save and submit. Now this is going to open up the InsMark window here, where once it exports the data, I'm going to be able to direct it as to what module do I want it going in. If you use the cloud-based ones, go here, or if it's desktop like mine is, I'm going to go here and hit the InsMark illustration system. And because I don't already have it open, it's going to, by the way, once this pops up, don't click anything in those boxes. It's automatically going to go in there. So once InsMark illustration system comes up, I'll just hit create a new client workbook. Okay. Bill Simpson sounds good. And we'll just do an illustration of values. 1.0 IOV INC 231K. All right, that's in there. And let's just see if it came in right. Yep, it's all there. If I want to go past 90, just hit 55. In this case, hit 50. That's all the pages that I brought in. And that will take it out to 95. Okay, so I'm done with that, but now I want to go back to RePredict, and I want to bring in the 70,000 prediction. So that's here. If I right click on this, I can rename it, and let's just call it 70K premium. I want to get this over to InsMark. Click the InsMark button. This time it's going to be a little easier. I'm going to hit load save data. So everything that we put in for him comes in, but I want to name it something different. And I'll just say 70KP for premium. Notice I'm still going to have to go down here and match up my cash value. Okay. All right, save and submit. That is now coming over, but because I already have the InsMark illustration system open, it's not going to give me the option to put it in a new case file. I would have to close it and open it to do that. It's going to just bring that data into this one. So let's just say, for instance, I wanted to do a comparison. So I'm going to hit 2.0 compare, and we'll use the InsMark compare module. Okay. And there's my 70 that I just imported. There's the one from before. So you preview, compare funding options. $70,000 a year with the income beginning there, 100,000 income beginning in the same place. And what's so great about InsMark is the charts and graphs. Difference in loan proceeds, difference in death benefits. And here's my circle summary, which it's kind of interesting when you look at this. For an extra $300,000 of outlay, I got an extra 2.1 million of cash. Pretty good trade-off, okay? Now, I can do another thing in here. I can do several things with RePredict. Let's just do one more. So if I go back to predict and I want to do a new prediction, all I do is hit reset. And this is something that would be maybe not impossible, but pretty difficult to do in company software, any company software. So I click mark as dependent, and now I want to solve for what it would take to generate $300,000 of retirement income. predict all. It says if I put 129,412 into the company software, I should get something along the lines of 300 grand. What in fact do I get? 129,412, get 300,129. I'm still astounded that this is as accurate as it is, no matter what company you're using. Reference death benefit 2,556,000, and if we go over here at 85, we got 2,555,967. Once again, I want to export this to InsMark, and notice I got this new prediction tab here that I'm going to rename 300K income. Submit. Now let's export this to InsMark. Pretty easy once I got this other data in there. Just bring this up, name this 300,000. It all looks good, save for the fact that I still need to match up my cash value column. Save and submit, bringing it over to InsMark. And once it's in this InsMark system, it's there in the data files, and you can use it for anything. You can go in and do a deferred comp plan. You can do executive bonus. So if I went into Wealthy and Wise, these would all be available. So once I get them in there, they're in there. And let's just do one more compare. Let's hit edit. And now we want the one for 300. Let's add that. Do a quick preview. And they are all there. Difference. This is so great. I love InsMark's graphs. And there's the difference in loan proceeds. There's the difference in death benefits. And once again, that circle summary says that, okay, if I put in an extra 594, let's say 600,000, I get about an extra 4.2 million differential of cash flow. So I hope this helps, and stay tuned for further developments with integrating InsMark with RePredict. Thank you.